you doing, beautiful?
I'm well, I'm
My ice
well.
queen, my ice queen. Tell me about your story. Tell me about your amazing transformation.
So it started on New Year's Day. Everyone and their cat wants to start over on New Year's Day. We didn't get a choice. A couple days before the new year, my poor husband got locked outside and he ended up developing pneumonia, and he was in the ICU for 12 straight days. The machines, they were like beeping, doing their thing, and that beeping kind of started changing, and it became this like cash register sound, this ching, ching, and all I could start thinking about was just how screwed we were. Warren Buffett said something to the effect of, if you don't figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you will work every day until you die. Really good friend, Elizabeth Wales. And so this time she was like, well, Jet, I'm just kind of getting started myself, but I'm bringing in, a couple $100 a month. And would that help you? And I'm thinking, yeah. And I'm so tired and I'm so exhausted and I need something to work. So I said yes, and that was a really great decision, because following my husband getting out of the hospital, we decided we were going to get healthy. Feeling that energy, I was getting better quality sleep. I was, that alarm was going off, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, I didn't hit the snooze button a bunch of times, and then it started happening. The scale went boop, boop, and I went, huh? And that was kind of the click. One of my favorite things to do is I'll take a scoop of the chocolate and put a scoop of the strawberry in there too. And it's like a chocolate covered strawberry that is good for me, high in protein, high in amino acids, high in all the good for me stuff that I would have to eat like 10 pounds of vegetables to get. And I get to have that whenever I want. If you've been on the fence about trying this, if somebody in your life has approached you about Isagenix, the reason behind that is because they want to see you be the best you possibly can. This system is so simple, anyone can achieve with it, and you're so protected. 30-day money back guarantee. Try it. If it doesn't work, you're not going to lose anything. Give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, I'll call customer service with you myself. Sorry about that. How are we doing?
It's okay. How you doing, beautiful?
I'm well, I'm well.
Queen, my ice queen. I see the jury. Look at you. Go ahead, girl. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me and for reaching out. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today.
I am absolutely. I'm honored. I'm back. And it feels good to meet more people out in the world, out in the global. So let's go and talk about yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from.
All right. Well, my name is Jet Oman. I'm 29 years old, and I live in the beautiful land of enchantment in Albuquerque, New Mexico. For those of you who maybe never been to the Southwest, New Mexico is a state of the union, though we do get confused with our fellows down across the border sometimes.
Oh, okay. How long you been there? Is that where you born and raised?
No. I was born and raised in Southern California, at a little town called Lebec. And the United States Air Force actually brought me here in 2013. I was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico. And I met the man who's now my husband while I was traveling in Santa Fe. And when I left service, we decided that we really enjoyed New Mexico and wanted to stay here.
Awesome. Look at you, so beautiful. How's your husband now? How's he doing?
He's doing really, really well. That wasn't true for a period of time when I got started with Isagenix, but he is just kicking better, faster, harder than ever. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we decided to get healthy and put Isagenix into our life.
Awesome. So tell me about your story. Tell me about your amazing transformation.
So it started on New Year's Day. Everyone and their cat wants to start over on New Year's Day. We didn't get a choice. So New
Okay.
Year's Day happened, and we got that kind of that the cruddy flu that went around in late winter. And here in New Mexico, even here in Albuquerque, we were experiencing a really crazy cold snap. We got a lot of snow this year, and this is the desert, but we do get some snow, and we had a lot of it. And a couple days before the new year, my poor husband got locked outside, and he ended up developing pneumonia. And we went to the ER on New Year's Day.
Oh,
Well, one
wow.
thing led to another, and it actually turned out he was much, much more sick than just the pneumonia. It actually was through both of his lungs and had turned into sepsis, which means that the infection jumped from his lungs into his bloodstream, and it got really, really gnarly, really, really quick. And there was just a
Okay.
bunch of compounding issues. This put us out of work for a long time. He was in the ICU for 12 straight days, combating this just series of things that was wrong. And the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm freaking out. I'm completely exhausted. I'm just emotionally drained and devastated. Like, this is my person. This is my best friend, and I'm gonna not cry and run all my makeup while I'm telling the story, I promise. But
That's okay. That's okay.
yeah, but I was sitting there, and because we work regular jobs, if we don't show up to our job, we don't get paid for our job. He was managing a small bar at the time, and I was bartending. So when you don't show up for work, you don't get paid for work. And that's what we were. We were sitting there in the hospital, and all I could kind of hear after a time were the machines, they were like beeping, doing their thing. And that beeping kind of started changing, and it became this like cash register sound, this ching, ching. And all I could start thinking about was just how screwed we were. I mean, we have health insurance, thank goodness. We were able to invest in that, because it would have been so much worse. But still, the insurance doesn't pay for everything. And that was really frightening for me, because insurance is a really kind of crazy world that, unless you study it, how many of us really understand how it works? And that was where I was. I was like, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm freaking out. And so, I took a break. Some of the other family came, and they gave me some time away from the ER. And I came home, and I called my really good friend, Elizabeth Wales. And I was just kind of just venting and just getting it out of my system, and just talking with somebody for some perspective. And she had previously approached me about Isagenix, and no, I'm good. I'm good. I've done all that kind of stuff before, and was not about it. And so this time she was like, well, Jet, I'm just kind of getting started myself, but I'm bringing in, a couple $100 a month, and would that help you? And I'm thinking, yeah. And I'm so tired, and I'm so exhausted, and I need something to work. So I said yes. I was going to have to take out a loan anyway to cover the bills from us being out of work during all of this time. So I just kind of tacked on a little bit more, and I got my first system literally on credit. And that was a really great decision, because following my husband getting out of the hospital, we decided we were going to get healthy.
Hey, Facebook, Mike Jones back again. Don't worry, the devil's a liar. Hey, I'm having an interview with Jet, and all of a sudden my screen went blank. And I apologize. Hey, sorry. It's not your fault. It was my fault. So I didn't pay my bill, so they shut me off. So just kidding. I'm just kidding. But just started getting in the grind of things, and again, I appreciate you coming back on.
Absolutely.
So like I said, the devil's a liar, so he just don't want us to hear you shine, but we're gonna keep you shining, girl, and do your thing. So we left off. Go ahead and finish off your story there.
Yeah, so as my husband was getting better, and we were trying to get back on with life, we decided that we wanted to get really healthy, and Isagenix was there for us. you know, this job I had to take on where I was working so many hours. I was the general manager of a local tap room. And so I was always on my feet. I was always dealing with the guests, you know, I was always dealing with distributors and employees and ownership and other managers. And there was no time. You know, I'll be on my feet 12 hours and there's no time to really sit down and eat. And my restaurant was so very small. My office was literally a tiny closet on the end of the bar where everybody could like see and interact with me. So there was also no real place to do a lot of eating if you didn't want to sit in the back on a chemical bucket or didn't want to sit on the floor where people could see you. And when I was brought up in restaurants, you didn't eat in front of your guests. It's bad form. It just doesn't look good. And so I would elect to just not eat. I would go, you know, 12, 13 hours and I wouldn't really eat. Or I'd be like, you know, grabbing a thing here or there. And then I would come home and I would just binge whatever I could make, whatever I had in the fridge, you know, or whatever was fast, you know, pizza, hot dogs, garbage. And that was the way it was and had been for a long time because we've been in restaurant work for the last, you know, 5 years. And that's the reality for a lot of restaurant managers. And, you know, and when Isagenix came into our lives, it flipped the script on that entirely because I didn't need time to eat anymore. I had a 60-second meal in hand twice a day, every day, without fail. And it made that so much better and easier because the other problem for me is I'm the people that the Snickers company writes about when I get hungry. I'm like an evil dragon and I will eat you when I'm hungry. And people are like, dude, Chet, go eat a taco. Seriously, you're gonna kill us. Like, go eat something. And it's just not good. So I also found I was able to manage my moods a lot easier because I wasn't sitting here starving all day, all night. And that was just such a blessing. And once I could moderate that, all those ups and downs, and once I was actually feeding my body quality nutrients, quality things, and giving it all of these things I wasn't getting before because I was eating sheer garbage, I started seeing the transformation. I wasn't binging at night anymore. I wasn't consuming 80 pounds of candy or hot dogs or whatever else I could get my little hands on. I was feeling good and I was wanting to cook and make those good choices. And, you know, I didn't have a lot of time, but I was on my feet all the time. And that combination of factors really helped change the whole geography of my body. And once it started, I wasn't going to let it stop. So I got onto the program completely believing I was going to be disappointed, completely believing I would be making that phone call to customer service and being like, didn't work, y'all, I want my money back. And 6 months later, I just got another delivery.
There you go. There you go. So what type of transformation did you have? Like, how did it?
I lost just over 31 total pounds to date. And it was just shy of 10 inches off of my waist.
Awesome. Awesome. And the thing that you do, I've heard that you're a coach and you do Kung Fu and Tai Chi and all that.
I do.
Tell me a little bit.
So as I was looking to leave the rigors and hours associated with the restaurant industry, because the reality is working that much for a long period of time is really not good for us. There's too much stress involved, physically, mentally, emotionally. And part of our decision to get healthy was to move away and completely eliminate the consumption of alcohol, which I had to handle every single day because I ran a tap room. And I can work long hours or I can handle alcohol and the people who consume it. I was having a really difficult time doing both. And so I opened up the idea that I wanted something different, and I really wanted to move away from food service. It's a great career for many people. It's kept us alive, and we've made a lot of money for a number of years now, food service, but it's something I no longer resonates with me. And happened the owner of a gym, a local gym, he walked into the tap room and we got to talking, and he was like, how do you get people who are willing to work mornings? I can't get anyone who wants to be at the gym at 6 in the morning. And you know, I was like, okay, so you need a specific kind of person. And we got to talking about it. And we discovered that that might be me, you know, that I might be a good fit for his need. And when we established that they were going to have a for sure opening for me, I was able to put in my notice at the tap room and move into the gym setting. I started studying Kung Fu and Tai Chi in 2003, which is actually puppy, which is actually where I met my enrolling sponsor, Miss Elizabeth Wales. She's fabulous. We've known each other now for coming on 15 years. And yeah, I'm actually the gym that I'm working at. They actually want me to start coaching self-defense classes for our young men and women before they get back into school this year. So that's going to be starting at my gym next month after celebration.
Really? Awesome. Awesome. Hey, that's all right. So now tell me a little bit about, you know, you and your husband now are basically partners in business with Isogenics.
Yes.
How did that come about? I know now that you love sharing, so tell me a little bit about that.
So the Isogenics business side for me was, like I said earlier before we got cut off, that was the whole reason I started, because I really needed an alternative income stream. I needed something in addition, because the trading of time for money, it doesn't work long term. And especially when something like that happens where one of us got really, really ill and the other person can't just be off busting butt because you're distracted and you're worried and you're far less effective. So neither of us were at work, because I was sitting in the hospital with him because I needed to be pouring drinks while I was like all jacked up, you know, it wasn't going to work. So there was zero income coming into our house for like a long period of time while we were kind of dealing with this. It was almost 2 straight weeks where neither of us were really at work. And it didn't sit well with me, and it made me really anxious. So when I really actually gave a look at the compensation plan, I really gave it an honest chance in my mind, it was a no-brainer. And I've actually been exposed to network marketing companies in the past, and I really do believe in them. And so I really trusted my friend. And when she told me she was, you know, making a couple $100 on the side, like in the pockets of her time, it made sense to me that I could do that too. And that's, you know, where I'm at now, the beginning of my build. I'm starting to see that residual income come in. I'm starting to see from the build, from the pockets of my time, just these little snaps I can get here and there, that influence is happening. People are seeing what I've done and they're like, hey, I can do that too. And you can. It's really so very simple. It's a very simple system. Anyone can do this.
Right, right. Talk about a little bit. You said about residual. A lot of people don't know about residual income.
So
talk about that.
I believe, and I may be wrong, but I do believe Warren Buffett said something to the effect of, if you don't figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you will work every day until you die. Something like that. And it's true. So residual income is how we do that. We make money even when we're not at work, you know, even when we're sleeping, even when we're in the hospital, even when we're on vacation. And that comes from the kind of system you set up where you don't have to be there 100% of the time. Traditional business owners do this all the time. You know, when the guy who owned my brewery wasn't at work, guess where I was? I was at work. I was helping him make money. That's residual income. And we see it in traditional markets all the time. But the idea that it's available to the common person is kind of mind-boggling. And I think that's where we kind of trip over it. But anyone can develop residual income with a little bit of work and a lot of dedication.
Absolutely. That's what I tell a lot of people, you know, just be open to, you know, open to it. And now, how skeptical were you when this came about?
I was really unsure. Like I said, I had seen some network marketing companies in the past. I actually worked with some before I joined the military, and I saw some success. But the particular product I was selling, it was really hard for me to find value in as a young person. And that was where I struggled a lot. And so I didn't talk to anybody. I don't think for like the first 2 weeks until I really started to see and feel it. And when I was feeling that energy, I was getting better quality sleep. I was, that alarm was going off and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like I didn't hit the snooze button a bunch of times. And then it started happening. The scale went boop, boop. And I went, huh? And and that was kind of the click, the final like little click into place, and the doors flew open and it was like, "Ah." And that was when I gained belief in the product enough to start sharing. And I was still felt I was too heavy, and I hadn't really gained enough physical, like visual change. But it started, putting it out there. I'd get like a selfie of me with my shaker cup, and I started kind of telling some folks, and about that 30 day mark, I had lost, I think, I don't know, it was a really good amount of weight. In that really short period of time. 30 days is not a long time. Every month when your mortgage comes due or your rent comes due, you realize how short 30 days really is, right? And right. I'd lost a really good amount of weight, and I was like, all right. And so I put up that before picture and I side by sided it with that after picture, and I let the universe have it, and people freaked out. Because I'd always been really, really active. I was in the United States Air Force. I'm a black belt in Southern Shaolin Kung Fu, and I let myself go really bad, and to see that come back was just, to see it right there was probably the most amazing thing I've seen in a long time.
Awesome. Thank you for serving too.
Thank you.
So, I mean, how long were you in the service?
6 years active, and then 2 active reserve, 8 total.
Awesome. And that's your career? That's basically your career, correct?
Correct. A lot of people will go longer. It just kind of depends. Everyone's unique. It's just like, in a lot of ways, it's a lot like any other kind of job. The difference being that you don't get to go in one day and tell your boss to have at it and walk out the door. You're contractually bound to it. But you get up, you go to work every day, you come home, and sometimes you go do some other crazy extreme stuff. I spent a year in South Korea, and that was really cool. I got to experience a lot of interesting things there, but it's very much like a regular job, but with a whole lot more responsibility.
Oh, awesome. Can you tell us about our program, the Start Your Life program? It's based on 18 to 35, and I wanted to know more about it because, of course, I'm a little older. I'm not old, but I'm a little older. But we have that program. I love it. So can you go over that for me for the 18 to 25 year olds out there?
Absolutely. So first of all, you're only as old as you feel, and with a system like ours, you probably only feel like you're 35, right?
But girl, I'm feeling 35. Trust me.
So Start Your Life is really targeted towards that, that, like you said, 18 to 35, and that's basically what a lot of folks label the millennial spectrum, and that's myself, definitely in there with my fellow millennials. And Start Your Life is unique in that it's really targeting a special problem that millennials kind of have. The majority of us came into adulthood during financial crisis. I turned 18 years old in 2007, and bam, the crash happened right behind it in 2008. And I joined the military in 2009 just to kind of deal with that, because I was on 3 payrolls, and nobody would give me hours because nobody could afford their own payroll. And you can't survive like that. You can't. Either you're feasting where you've got all the work you want, and then you're famine for a long time, and it was too inconsistent. And I hear this same story basically just over and over. Like I've never really gotten ahead after that. I couldn't figure it out, and the economy is doing significantly better, and there is more work depending on your city. But what I'm finding with a lot of my peers is many of us are having to work 2, 3. I know a man with 4 jobs. He's 23 years old. He has 4 jobs to keep the lights on and the roof over his head. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And Start Your Life is really, it's about reaching that millennial community and showing us, having us show each other there's a better way, and that better way is through that residual income we talked about before. You know, building something really important, building something really influential in just the little snippets of your time. You know, I got 30 minutes on Monday. All right, let me go talk to somebody about this thing that really impacted my life. And through that little process where, you know, we work hard to connect with people, we can build a legitimate business. I pay taxes on my business, and we can maybe cut out a job. You know, I don't have to work 53 hours a week anymore, and I'm so grateful for that. And you know, there's just these things you can do, and really Start Your Life is about showing millennials that there is a better way, even though we came into a really unfortunate financial situation.
Right. That financial freedom is something else, you know. So let's stop real quick and see who's on. Let's talk to a couple people and see if they have any questions for Jet. Let me see. I'm gonna go back and go back. All right. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Do you know a Roy King?
Roy King.
Rose. There's a Kenneth Brooms. Can you see on yours?
I can't. I'm trying to.
I see Sister. There's Reginald. That's my coach over there.
Trying to see.
Nina. Troy, what's going on? Ray Blair. I'm trying to see if there's some of your people out here. Catherine Ward. Tony James. Stephanie. Brandon. Donna. Paul Croy.
Paul Clow, there you are, my friend.
Questions? Anybody have any questions? Oh, yeah. Who's that?
That's Paul. Hey, Paul, how are you doing?
You have a friend out there?
Yeah, Paul's here in Albuquerque with me. It's nice and hot here.
It is kind of.
I saw 102
right,
on the thermostat today. It was gnarly.
Ooh, 102.
Mm-hmm.
We got probably to maybe 90 or something like that.
Oof. I'd take that.
Yeah, it's still hot. It's usually So what's your favorite product?
Oh my goodness. I think right now.
There's many of them, right?
You're right. It's really hard to pick. They are all so good, and they're all so good for different reasons. But I think right now, as you know, I've kind of completed my weight loss segment of my transformation, and now what I'm really focusing on is the gaining of lean muscle. And going from restaurant management, which is just a lot of walking, to coaching, and I coach both martial arts and high intensity interval training. I went from basically doing the equivalency of no real exercise, because walking around a lot is really good for you, but I did it all the time. So for my body, it didn't count as exercise, because we have to continuously change how we're challenging our body in order for it to really count like exercise, right? And now that I'm coaching a lot more, I'm doing so much crazy stuff with my body. And I think Amped Recover has probably been my favorite best friend as I've been training more and really pushing myself to my limit, trying to gain that lean muscle mass. Amped Recover is it's such a great product. I really do feel like it turns my recovery time just down so far that I can be hitting the gym harder more frequently without feeling like I'm going to die.
Absolutely. Did you try the Nitro?
I do. I like the Nitro. That's one of my favorite things. First thing in the morning when I'm getting into the gym, I get my workout. You know, I'll design the workout for my clients, but that means I have to do it first, because I don't ask anyone to do anything I'm not willing to do either. And so I get that workout in first thing in the morning, and that Nitro gets me all the way through 5:30 in the morning. Every morning I'm at the gym. hitting it hard.
Absolutely. I use yes, the nitro and the recovery I use. Let me ask you if you did this because I saw someone do it. So I said, you know what? You take the powder and just don't even mix the water. You just
No, no. I saw somebody do that and I thought they were crazy. But you know, if you're hardcore like that, if you can do that, that's cool.
I think I'm crazy.
But I'm not. I
So,
like me some H2O with that.
I like me sweet stuff too, you know. But I tried it. I tried it twice, and it worked very, very well. Just you know, I did it and put some water in. You know, sip some water here and there, and it was gone. So it was good.
Right.
So that, I know, I know. We have the best shake stuff
Dude, the shakes,
and the cleanse.
the
What
cleanse.
about? Did you try the mango,
The
the
peach
peach
mango,
mango
I do. I
cleanse?
actually have two containers of it sitting on my counter right now. The peach mango is awesome, and oh my gosh, if anyone from
Oh,
Isogenics Corp is watching this, keep it, make it permanent, give us the option. It's
absolutely. I
amazing.
say,
And for so many people, I've been seeing it online, and for so many people, that cleanse flavor is a game changer, and I can totally see why. So only having the one flavor, it can kind of get boring, you know, like nobody likes doing the same old thing every day. And that's why having so many shake options is really killer because, you know, like, okay, so I had chocolate yesterday, I'll have vanilla today. Or one of my favorite things to do is I'll take a scoop of the chocolate and put a scoop of the strawberry in there too. And it's like a chocolate covered strawberry that is good for me, high in protein, high in amino acids, high in all the good for me stuff that I would have to eat like 10 pounds of vegetables to
good for
get.
me.
And I get to have that whenever I want.
Oh, go
So
ahead,
I
girl.
really hope that they keep the peach mango cleanse on because it's amazing. Game
I
changer
do.
for cleanse days.
There's two things. Yeah, there's the two things. I want them to keep the mango, which I'm on my cleanse today. Well, matter of fact, I'm off now. So, and I still have my energy. Everybody says, "Oh, you're cleansing, you don't have no energy." Look at me now.
Mm-hmm.
Look
I
at me
cleansed
now.
on
I did
Wednesday and still went to the gym and hit it.
absolutely. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I do. And everybody, you're in the gym and you're cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So keep the peach mango and keep the birthday cake.
I
Birthday
just got birthday cake with my first Isabody challenge coupon. I managed to get a canister
Okay.
and
Did you?
I am impressed. I wasn't sure.
I am too.
I'm
Yeah.
I was worried it was gonna be too sweet, but it actually was really good, and my husband likes it. So that's
It's really
killer
good. So you
products.
guys gotta keep. You guys hear us? Gotta keep the peach mango cleanse and the birthday cake.
Absolutely.
So that's our thing right now. That's our thing right now. Awesome. You've been amazing.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for appreciate you. We're gonna have you back though, okay?
For sure. Anytime. You just let me
So
know.
yeah, you're awesome. You're awesome. So leaving our viewers out there, what do you have to tell them before you leave?
If you've been on the fence about trying this, if somebody in your life has approached you about Isogenics, the reason behind that is because they want to see you be the best you possibly can. This system is so simple, anyone can achieve with it, and you're so protected. 30-day money back guarantee. Try it. If it doesn't work, you're not going to lose anything. Give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, I'll call customer service with you myself.
You go, girl. Love it, love it. You said you're on Isabody Challenge.
I am on the
16
Isabody Challenge. I'm on my second Isabody Challenge now.
Second? Okay, I'm on my fourth.
Nice.
So just to let everybody know, 16-week Isabody Challenge. We challenge you guys. We challenge you guys, and we finishing and we doing it and we're making it happen. So thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you. You're beautiful. Thank you, Isa Queen.
Thank you so much for having me, Mike. It was really great to talk to you.
One more
Go
thing.
for it.
I know. One more thing. Nashville. You going to Nashville?
I'll be in
right?
Nashville. I will see you in Nashville.
You better take a picture with me. Please.
Yes, I will see you in Nashville.
Okay, will do. Take care.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.